Hello and welcome to another episode which is going to be set underwater. As you can see, I am soaked. All I've done is put the bins back in after they've been emptied, and I'm soaked. This is ridiculous. It doesn't bode well for the meeting I've got today, where we're hoping to get a lot of people out to protest a development that I think is absolutely wrong. And, I don't think they're going to come out in the rain like this. Certainly not going to wait around when they don't know when the people that they need to talk to, or at least protest near, are going to be there. I mean, who's going to do that? I don't think they will. So that's not going to show well. Then I've got a load of work this afternoon down at the town hall. And after that I've got to go to a meeting. And then after that we've got the Christmas lights turn on. You know, I'm not sure it's got light at all today. It seems overcast entirely. Winter for you, I suppose. Testing all of the music and sound system over there for the Christmas lights later on, that's good. But I'm going to go and do work at planning now. The meeting this morning with the residents was very good. We're now going to go and make our arguments, and let's hope that we win. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Having regard to what Mr. Sheridan will say on behalf of the residents and the conditions that Councillor Wilde has just requested, I would request that the committee take these requested conditions into consideration if you are of an opinion to allow this application, although I'm severely hoping that you don't. I would, however, ask that you reject the application. This is a high traffic area next to a motorway and involving a 17th century road that has not been widened or otherwise altered along the majority of its residential block. As a consequence, traffic is bad in this area, and I believe some of you who attended the site visit this morning will now have an idea of just how bad that can be when you saw how the residents have to park. The proximity to the motorway means this area is subject to a significantly higher noise level than is acceptable. The noise survey was conducted, as Councillor Wilder said, on a dry day, which, as we all know, reduces the amount of noise that is both generated by the road and also recorded by the sound recorders, because sound does not travel well in dry conditions as it does in wet. Nevertheless, the sound levels recorded were between 135% and 145% of the acceptable levels, and I'm sure you can imagine the noise is going to be even worse in wet weather. Additional cars on the road and the noise from construction will, of course, only make this worse. Now, speaking of traffic, the reports do not accurately reflect the real impact this development will have on the roads. The report suggests less than 30 additional cars in terms of impact on the roads, but we all know that that's preposterous. We're looking at over 60 car parking spaces for this development just on the outline plan they've got, but less than half of that would apparently impact the roads. Well, I don't believe that for a second. I honestly believe those 60 or so spaces will be easily taken up by residents of these new builds, and that will be a truer reflection of the impact on the already overburdened road. Finally, I want to point out that this is overdevelopment on other protected open land. It is not a planned development under our current housing allocation plan, but it is covered by the developer's submission for consideration into the Greater Manchester Spatial Framework, where it forms part of a plan for over 1,000 houses. Thus, this is clearly stage one of a piecemeal, multi-stage development that will overwhelm the local infrastructure. You can see from the hammerhead by the cops on the outline plan that there is space left to extend the road into the next stage of the planned development, which I believe is Ditches Farm, and the application is already with the department. So, members of the committee, this is an extreme overdevelopment that takes no account of the damage it will cause to the roads or the local neighbourhood. I believe this is only suggested for approval because we lost Boland's Hay and Blackrod, which in my view is not a good enough reason to approve this application. This is a development leading out onto a road where we already had to construct bollards on the curb in order to stop gridlock traffic from mounting the pavement in order to get by. And that is a severe and, in my view, totally unacceptable way of travel, and it has already resulted in at least one fatality of a child over 5 years ago, so it's not recorded in the information that you've got provided to you, but it did happen, and it will happen again. To suggest this development is acceptable at this location and with this connection to the local highways is ludicrous, so I implore you to reject this application. Thank you. It's going to look good, isn't it? Right. just finished planning. We won. Fantastic news. We've got to win the appeal. That's inevitable, but never mind. We've won the first part. Now the hard part. Next is also the hard part, but we'll get to that when we come to it. But that's looking pretty good for the Christmas lights switch on later on. Hoping to get just at least some of that. I'm meeting first though, so I'll probably miss the vast majority, but work comes first, so never mind. There'll be an opportunity to see all the lights later on, of course. Right, let's get some lunch and then get back to work. I don't know whether you can hear that bang 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 in the background. That is the fireworks that accompany the turning on of the Christmas lights. The meeting was just that. It was a long one. It was very well worth it, and absolutely well worth it, but very long. And as a result, I won't be going to the Christmas lights turn on because it's happening over there right now. So instead, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna get some work done in preparation for tomorrow. I think that's the best use of the time. Right, let's head off. Oh my goodness. Right guys, I am back from work. Oh, it's been a long day. It has been a very, very long day. And now I've got a lot of stuff to do for tomorrow. It's still work, busy, 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 like I said. I'm sad that I missed the Christmas lights turning on, but the fact is I had to go and do a meeting that was very important. And these things happen. You can't do everything. It's one of those things in life. So, I'm about to record a piece to camera for Game Hammer to explain what's going to happen there. I'm going to put this into the vlog as well. Basically, I've been doing Game Hammer 5 days a week because I wanted to try and push the channel and to get through the problem with the Google algorithm. You can tell it's late because I can't speak. To get through the problem with the Google I've done it again. To get through the problem with the Google algorithm where it only promotes things that people actually already like in the millions, or things that update daily, then you have to push out daily. And I can't do that anymore, basically. I've been using pretty much every piece of spare time I had in order to try and pump these videos out. And I think it has kind of boosted me a little bit. I've had a couple more subscribers, but the view count hasn't gone up. Which means that, essentially, I'm working myself to death for no actual gain. And that's something you can't do for a hobby. So with Game Hammer, I'm going to cut it back down to 1 a week. We'll see how it goes. If that doesn't work and I need more time for other projects, because I will under no circumstances let these little hobby video projects get in the way of my actual work. So that's the thing. And Game Hammer never did. I'm not going to say they ever got in the way of work because it never did. But it did take up all of my time, all of my free time, that is. So I don't want to do that. So if it happens that 1 a week is too much of a schedule, then we'll drop it down to 1 a fortnight, 1 a month, something like that. But having said that, what I also want to do is get back to daily vlogging because I'm actually filming every day for the vlog. I'm just not making the videos because I've been spending all my time on Game Hammer. And that annoyed me. It's been incredibly frustrating for me. And I don't want that kind of frustration. Like I said, I don't want my hobby to get in the way of my life. And I like to do these videos. So, it's going to be daily vlogs again from here on in. And we'll see how that goes as well. I'm going to try it for a week, see if I can actually do it again. And we'll see how that goes. But for now, I've got some work still to do, so I'm going to go now. See you later. Today's video is brought to you by my graphic novels, The Collected Life of Naughty Mouse, Volume 1, All Over the House, Volume 1, and All Over the House, Volume 2. Thank you.